Today we're going to be talking about which charcoal pencils that I use. I use several different from that's a white charcoal pencil, but an HB, an EX Hard, a 4B, and a 6B are the ones I standardly go to. But what I'm going to be doing in this particular video is we're going to focus on one pencil at a time. I'm going to do 4 to 5 different videos because I use them for very different things and they perform very differently on the paper. So today we're going to do the EX Hard, the General's Charcoal EX Hard 557-2H. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So stick around. This is actually a really informative way to do this because you're really going to get a feeling of exactly how these work. So stick around. It's going to be fun. So first thing is this is a 557-2H extra hard General's charcoal pencil. Here's the cool thing about it. It's so hard you can get it super sharp. So it's really nice for adding small details, but it doesn't get that dark, but it's really nice to add details with. So once again, we're just going to put down 2H. I put this powder charcoal here so you can see how it interacts with this. This is such a hard pencil that you don't draw over it. You kind of scoot this powder charcoal away, and it can cause, so you have to kind of go over things, if that makes any sense. See how it just kind of pushes it away. It doesn't really allow you to blend into it. Actually, of course, I was proving you wrong, but you can see where if the charcoal's heavier, you can see it pushing away now, kind of deal. So I tend to use this one more for if I'm doing small details, like if I want to, I want to move around in here a little bit. It still gets interestingly dark if you press on it a little bit, but it allows you to do the nice details. My tendency is, you see where it has these kind of whiffs here? This is where it really performs. With a nice light touch. You can get it. Now I tend to use a hard bristle brush, and we'll go into a different video with the brushes here, but scrub it in. And now here's kind of where the cool magic is. Now when you go over it, it loses a lot of the pencil marks. And unfortunately, this paper is showing these dots. So there's something up with this paper that I'm not digging. So you have to push a little harder to try to even those out. Just textures in the paper. And you want to get rid of those. And you do that by scrubbing and then go with the pencil, and you can see that is starting to come up, but yet it's still nice and light, even though I've done 3 layers over this to get it to be a smooth grayscale. It's still nice and light, but now it's nice and smooth. And so I'll use this particular pencil to push things back if I'm doing something that I want to be a nice light value, but I want it to be nice and smooth, but I want to be able to draw it like an arm or something like that that's sitting way back. This is the pencil that I use. I also use this one, like I said, if I know I'm going to be starting to pull something out, I will use it to pull out. The problem with this is that, I'm going to just do this as a sample. When you do this, it's nice and sharp. When it's sharp, it's going to put those lines in it. You got to be super careful. And no matter what you do, you can't take that out. Now a kneaded eraser will kind of take it out a little bit, but it's going to leave those marks because it's sharp and it's hard and it's pushing into the paper. So as much as I love this, if I'm questioning exactly where I want to go, I don't use this, because the softer ones, as you'll see in videos that I'm going to be doing in the future, you can put a line down and you can almost get rid of it, but not with this one. So you got to know that when you put this down, it's a little bit more of a permanent line. Even if it's a super lightweight like that, on the other pencils, I can just go this and kind of blend it in, and you notice it doesn't do it. I just can't get rid of that now that it's there. So that's the downside. It's almost gone, but not really. That's the downside of this pencil. It's a great pencil, but put it down where you know exactly what you want to do with it and how you want to put it down, if that makes sense. But it's not one for sketching and trying to find out, oh, I wonder if I do this or if I do that. You're going to want to use a much softer pencil for that, because the softer ones you can definitely use a brush and you can brush it out, or you can use an eraser, a kneaded eraser, and you can pull it out. So I'm going to show a couple samples of where I've used this pencil. You know, and it just for samples, I just want to show you how soft that is. That charcoal is back there. You can start carving out things, carving out shapes. But you can see that's how soft the charcoal is when the pencil goes into it. And now look at this background here. I can start moving it up using the sides of this brush and going, and I get a nice, clean, smooth grayscale here. So things that I've used it on recently is this fellow. This whole arm, especially these back here, are all done with that 2H. Nice and light, layers, layers, layers. And you can see that it's just nice and beautiful. But it feels like it's way back. The value is less. I don't have to keep pulling off. I actually layer up, up, up until I get the value that I want to get. And even with this here, I can still continue to scrub in a little bit if I wanted to. Get rid of these outside lines. You can see I got a line there. Right here I got a line. I know there's going to be a little shadow underneath. So I can start at that line and I can just gradually, gently pull that out. Now look at that. Line is gone. I know this on the far right of the screen. I apologize for that. But that line is gone. And so let's do it again here. You can see there's a line right here. Well, I don't really want that line there. So I will start at that line and just pull out. And this is the perfect pencil for that because it's so light. But I'm not increasing the value that much. And now I can scrub it in. And now look, that line is gone. So I can go through this whole thing, and I probably will, and just get rid of those lines by moving them out. This is the perfect pencil for this in this value range. Obviously, when I get up here, as you'll see, it won't work as good. It'll work, but not as good. Really, a B or something is going to give me a better push, even though this one's not too bad. actually is working pretty good for that. Sorry about that. Kind of got sidetracked with somebody coming in. But even on these darker areas, look how if I wanted to lose that line, I can lose that line. It does have a lot of flexibility. It's just because it's so hard, it's going to move into the paper fibers more quickly and become not as flexible as a softer one will be. So, once I establish what I'm going to do, that's when I start using this particular pencil. Once I know for sure how I want something to look, I will finesse it with this particular pencil. Look at that. Look how it gets rid of those lines. Just beautiful. So lots of flexibility with this particular pencil. Look at this line here. See if I can get rid of that. Where a darker one would come in way too dark. We can give you the flexibility this one has. I know the other ones have more flexibility, I say that. But once you know what you're doing, and you're trying to get rid of these lines like this one has the flexibility as far as going darker to lighter, a little easier than the other ones. Look at that. Just got rid of that. Just go smooth that out really nice. So anyhow, I could keep talking, but I think you kind of get the gist of this. It is a very flexible. Okay, see, now I'm just second guessing myself. I'm not second guessing myself. I'm using the wrong language. It's not flexible as far as when you first put something down. The hardness of this is going to push into the fibers of the paper faster, and erasing it is going to be really hard to do. But once you got an established look, you can see I was getting rid of lines in dark. I was getting rid of lines in light because it can go a little dark, but it can go really light. So when you're feathering something out, this is the pencil to use. Super nice, super easy to do. So I hope that's kind of clear. Anyhow, like, follow, share. We're going to be coming out with another video with probably a B, maybe a 2B. We'll see which one. Probably a B. And just remember, just draw. That's all you got to do. That's all we can do as artists. Just draw. Guys, take care. Bye.